What's up, guys? Everything Black, Frank Blanton, your host. Just wanted to get with y'all today to go over this thing. It's getting real popular on Facebook where people are talking about Project 2025. I just want y'all to see two different versions of 2025. Um, but first, I wanted to play this guy that I heard on X today and let y'all see what he talks about. Um, well, let me do Project 2025 and I go to him last. Hopefully, y'all will wait to the end of the video and check him out and listen to what he had to say. I know a lot of you ladies ain't gonna like it, but you know, just give the man an opportunity to say whatever he got to say. And let me play a little music here, get y'all in the mood. But anyway, thank y'all for joining me. I missed last night. I was kind of real busy last night. And tonight I'm gonna be busy too, so that's why I'm doing this show now, so I don't have to wait till 9 o'clock and do another show or do a show late tonight. I'm gonna be out late tonight. But we will presume normal schedule hopefully next week. I'll be dropping some more videos this week, but I had to do this Project 2025. I'm tired of people putting out misinformation on it. So I'm gonna let you hear the version that I've heard from different people, and then I'm gonna let you get it from the truth, Professor Black Truth. Now he's our FBA politic guy, so whatever he say is pretty much 100% of what it's really about. So if y'all have to, listen to my partner, Professor Black Truth. I mean, he break it all the way down for you. And if you don't understand it after that, you just ain't gonna understand it. You just gonna be wherever you are. All right, let's get started here. Let me share my screen.
Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman and welcome back to Illustrate to Educate. In this video, we'll dive into everything you need to know about Project 2025, including 5 criticisms. Remember, if you disagree with Project 2025 or its criticisms, please don't dislike the video, but instead respectfully comment your thoughts below.
Facebook.
Project 2025, led by the Heritage Foundation, is a comprehensive initiative designed to prepare for a potential conservative administration starting in January 2025. It is structured around 4 main pillars: policy development, personnel recruitment, training, and strategic planning for the early days of the new administration. Here's a more detailed breakdown of each component. First, let's look at the policy agenda. The Conservative Promise is a detailed policy guide that...
Hold up, guys. Let me say this. This guy is basically leading you on to think that this policy just came out. This policy came out in 1973. It's a book. It's like from a conservative group, a think tank conservative. They've been around for hundreds of years. You also got the I want to say it's the Manhattan Institute, and this is another one. But anyway, these are white supremacist groups. They've been around for hundreds of years. This guy would have you think that that's been around and it's starting in 2025. Now, this information been out there for a long time, especially since 1973. These are just groups that's putting things together to set an agenda for whatever that organization can try to produce through an administration that they create. Now, a lot of conservative people been to these meetings and they come up with their own little initiatives of this stuff, what he's trying to explain. But just check it out. What he's saying, it didn't start in 2025. It started in 1973. And I think the book was published in around the late 80s or the early 80s. So don't let people sit up here and tell you, oh, this Trump started this. No, Trump didn't start this. He probably was a member of the group, But this was already a pre-planned thing. I think most of Ronald Reagan information is pretty much, some of his policies is based off this book. These are just white supremacists agendas, right? Even the Democrat got their version, except they tainted with a whole bunch of the transgender stuff. They remix it, right? It's the same thing. It's still white supremacy. It's just remixed. That's all. But anyway, let me let him finish.
Provides specific recommendations for governing major federal agencies. The guide encompasses conservative solutions to various issues, including economic.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all looking at me, hell. Let me get my ass off here. That's why you can't see it. All right, here we go.
Economic policies, healthcare, education, and national security. It is intended to serve as a blueprint for the next conservative administration, ensuring that key conservative values and strategies are implemented effectively from the outset. The second pillar is the personnel database. Project 2025 includes a comprehensive personnel database aimed at identifying and vetting potential appointees for various positions within the federal government. This database seeks to ensure that a future conservative administration has a pool of qualified, ideologically aligned individuals ready to fill key roles. The recruitment efforts span across different sectors and backgrounds, targeting experienced professionals who can execute the administration's agenda efficiently. The third part is the training through the Presidential Administration Academy. To prepare the identified personnel for their roles, Project 2025 has established the Presidential Administration Academy. This academy offers a range of training programs, including workshops, seminars, online courses, and mentorship from former administration officials. The training is designed to equip future administrators with the necessary skills and knowledge to implement conservative policies effectively.
Look, these people, like I said, they've been doing this. This is nothing new. They always have trained. Any presidential or politician you see, they have been well trained by that party. Okay? So don't think for 1 minute that, let's take Barack Obama. He's been trained from probably childhood to become president. If he went to one of these organizations, if they thought he was any good and he would benefit them, they would train him. The Democrat Party trained Barack Obama to be president. All these people are trained politicians. Okay, so this is nothing new. It didn't start. This guy got you thinking that it started in 2025. It did not start in 2025. This stuff been around hundreds of years. And this is the Heritage Project. Okay? You remember the Heritage Insurance? That's this insurance company. Mr. Coors, you ever heard of Coors Beer? Which I'm gonna let Professor Black Truth explain all this to y'all here in a minute after this guy get through. Like I say, he's just making up shit. This shit didn't start in 2025. Just want to make sure y'all understand that.
Effectively. Fourth is the 180-day playbook. The 180-day playbook is a strategic document outlining the immediate actions to be taken by the new administration within the first 180 days. This playbook is crafted to enable swift policy reversals and the implementation of conservative priorities, ensuring a smooth and impactful start. It includes specific actions for various departments and agencies, focusing on undoing the policies of the previous administration and setting the stage for long-term conservative governance. Now let's talk about the coalition and organizational structure. Project 2025 is supported by a coalition of over 100 conservative organizations, including think tanks, advocacy groups, and academic institutions. This broad coalition brings together diverse expertise and resources to support the project's goals. Notable participants include former officials from the Trump administration who contribute their experience and insights to the project. There are specific policy focus areas in Project 2025. Project 2025
Again, he just putting the Trump administration as the head of this thing. Trump, like I say, he might have been a member, but it's just like you being a member at a church. Half the time you don't even go to these things. You're just a member by name only. Now, he might have went, every damn meeting, but like I say, he's denied he's even been a part of this. But this guy, whoever putting this together, just throwing his name in there, or throwing whatever administration is about to be popular at that time, their name will be on this Project 2025. The Reagan administration was on 1984 or whatever year he was president. Okay, so I'm just giving y'all this stuff here. He giving y'all the bullshit version. But these are real organizations.
Proposes significant changes to federal policies on reproductive health. These include removing references to abortion from federal laws and regulations, reversing the approval of abortion pills, and defunding clinics that provide abortion or contraception services. The initiative also aims to reinstate the Comstock Act to ban mail-order abortions and reshape Medicaid to avoid funding reproductive health care services that include abortion. Another focus area is cultural and social issues. The project emphasizes the...
And again, you got people talking about that this affect black people. This don't affect black people. I mean, what part have he said that affect black people? Except the part where women go and get birth control pills. They was stopping this stuff because they have low birth rates. White people have low birth rates. Okay? This is why they was getting rid of abortions and all that. They don't like the transgender movement because it stops families from being created. They don't want these men to, think that they're women and all this. All that does is cause confusion into the party. So they don't want that. The Democrats welcome that type of shit. Okay? Because they just want votes so they can go against this Republican racism, which they have their Democrat racism. It's all two different types of white people basically wanting to be the boss of the group, right? So that's all this is. And they just throw us in there or want us to just give our votes up for crap like this to go on, right? That's why if you was a Foundation Black American, you didn't vote for Trump. You didn't vote for Biden. You didn't vote for neither party, right? You sat back and let it happen, right? They was trying to scare us into voting against Trump because they was talking about Project 2025. I told you this was a Democrat scare tactic. This has nothing to do with black people. You don't see black people at a mass at a damn abortion clinic. Okay, this is where mostly white or Latino individuals get pregnant, get raped by somebody, and they run to this abortion clinic, get the baby taken out, whatever, and then get right back to business. Okay, they was running like it was a business. If black people went, it was because of some kind of economic situation or some incest type thing. But other than that, and that was a small percentage, right? But they would have you think that that's a large percentage and go out in the black neighborhood. No, this was happening on the white side of town. Okay? So don't let this dude sit up here and scare y'all, and don't let these black people who talk about Project 2025 scare y'all. This stuff is just scare tactics. Okay, this is what these white agendas want to happen. So let me let him finish, and then we'll get to the real truth.
The restoration of traditional family values and religious principles. This includes opposing policies perceived as supporting cultural Marxism and promoting a pro-life agenda. It advocates for policies that support the nuclear family, religious liberty, and traditional gender roles. There's also the leadership of Project 2025, which is directed by Paul Dans, a former chief of staff.
See, like he just said, they were trying to make sure that the white family stayed together. The traditional white family, not this 2 moms and 2 dads generation. It's the father, the mother, and the children. That's the normalcy, right? They were trying to make sure that they stayed normal, right? It was getting rid of all this abortion stuff, right? They wanted to keep things normal. They wanted to keep things white right, okay? But their birth rates are low. And so the Democrats don't care, right? They want to see 2 moms, 2 dads. They want to see him, her, him, and hey, or all these different type of genders. You know, they are perverted. And if you watch the Democrats, they are nothing but perversions. But at least these people try to stick it to keep it to the white family. You know what I mean? White traditions. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with that. They can do what they want to do. We're going to have our black traditions. So if they can do their thing, we can do our thing. This has nothing to do with black people, right? Or are they coming to take something from black people? No, this is their thing they trying to have. And we trying to have our thing. The Democrats trying to have a whole different thing. Well, just remember that. Let me let this guy continue, then we'll get to the real truth.
At the Office of Personnel Management during the Trump administration, with Spencer Sherteen serving as Associate Director. Both bring extensive experience from their previous roles in government, contributing to the strategic planning and execution of the project. So what are the criticisms of Project 2025? Project 2025 has sparked significant criticism from various sources. Critics argue that the project embodies a comprehensive plan to centralize executive power, erode democratic norms, and enforce a far-right agenda on American governance and society. Let's take a look at 5 specific criticisms in more detail. First is the centralization of executive power. One major criticism is that Project 2025 seeks to expand presidential control over the federal bureaucracy. The plan includes reviving the Schedule F classification, which would allow the president to replace thousands of civil service employees with political appointees loyal to the administration. Critics argue this would undermine the nonpartisan nature of the civil service and politicize federal agencies, making them tools of the executive branch rather than independent entities. Second is the attack on democratic institutions. Critics highlight that Project 2025's blueprint includes proposals to dismantle or weaken key democratic institutions. This includes plans to defund the Department of Justice and dismantle the FBI and other agencies that could act as checks on.
See, that's all this is about, getting rid of the Democrat Party. Making it where they can't even be involved in politics. So the Democrats are the ones scared, right? They the one are afraid of this. They didn't want Trump to be president no more, because they knew their agenda would be pretty much wiped out. And the FBA helped that come about. Really, we sat down. I don't see any FBA running and vote for Trump. If they did, it was only to make sure the Democrat didn't win. They were scared too that the Democrats win. We didn't care whether they won or not. We sat at home and we put our foot down. We went 10 toes down against the Democrats. So that's what we're supposed to do as black people. We're supposed to go against all this transgender and all this miseducation to children. Okay? That's what we're supposed to do. So I'm pretty much done with this part. Like I say, this has nothing to do with black people, period. So we're going to go to the next agenda here. Let me go over here. 1 second, y'all. Let me get this off of here. Let me go back. Go back to my studio. Share my screen again. Oh, I guess we're already ready. Let's see. There we go. All right, here we go. Now, this is the Professor Black Truth version of the truth, and this is the Black Truth. Now, listen to him how he explained it.
This is the moment of truth.
Became this rallying cry for Democrats, but also was a nuisance for the Republican nominee Donald Trump as he is trying to escape the public spotlight and repair relations with Trump's campaign.
Interesting. Project 2025 has become a rallying cry for Democrats. Not for the white right, not for the conservatives, not for the Republicans, not for the Trump campaign, but for Democrats has become a rallying cry. I consider this to be very interesting because Project 2025 is part of the Heritage Foundation. You can see my video about why Roger Ailes is not going away if you want the real background on the Heritage Foundation. Long story short, they were created by the multimillionaire Joseph Coors, who was the heir to the Coors beer brewing dynasty. And he had been a big financial contributor to such groups as the John Birch Society, one of the most notoriously anti-Black and anti-Semitic organizations in U.S. history. Now, when the arch-conservative of his day, William F. Buckley, denounced the John Birch Society, this made it where people like Joseph Coors had to find other organizations to put their money into. So what happened was Joseph Coors just decided to create another organization of his own. It would be exactly like the John Birch Society, only with the serial numbers filed off. And that's where the Heritage Foundation came from. So that's the right-wing think tank that came up with this Project 2025 thing. But of course, absolutely nothing happens in a vacuum under white supremacy. Christopher Rufo, who created all the hysteria about critical race theory, he is himself an employee and operative for the Manhattan Institute, another white right-wing organization, another one of these white right-wing think tanks. The Democrats have shown that they can do to the white right exactly what they have allowed Christopher Rufo and others to be doing against the Black community. They didn't have to wait until now to do this. They could have done this at any time they wanted, but they were doing this when it benefits them. They're not concerned about actually protecting Black people or sticking up for Black people. They could have given the white right a taste of their own medicine years ago. They just chose not to. So what we have is the Democrats showing that they can turn the tables on these white right-wing think tanks for something that matters to them, like winning an election. But if the white right is out there targeting Black people, then all of a sudden demonizing Black people and such, well, we can't really mount an effort against that. But if you niggers just vote the right way in November, well, maybe we'll go ahead and give you a pat on the head, but we're not going to actually do anything to fight back against them. With this whole hysteria about Project 2025 that the Democrats have ginned up, they're showing they can fight back against these white right-wing organizations when they want to. Look, you can live your life in fear or you can live it in focus. Now, some people, especially the ones who have been following the white media's frenzy about Project 2025, probably breathed a little sigh of relief about this so-called leader of the project resigning. First of all, he's just one guy. Secondly, this is a PR problem for Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, which backs it up. It changes absolutely nothing. But you notice how the white media on the left, who was telling you to be so afraid, right now they're doing a little victory lap on this one. They're happy with the fact that they showed they could draw blood from the right wing if they shined enough light on their schemes. But the point that I want to make with all of this is for the folks who are saying, Professor Truth, ain't you scared of Project 2025? You need to be scared. Now everybody needs to be scared. Well, people who are afraid are usually too terrified and petrified to fight. That's something you need to understand. And people who are too scared to fight, at most, they can only meekly obey whoever gives them orders. And that doesn't sound like a winning recipe at all to me. I'm not saying that Project 2025 is a harmless idea, but what I am saying about it is we shouldn't be quaking in fear of it because of the fact that it's not new. Don't believe me? Even the white right understands that it's derivative.
look, it doesn't matter what you call it. If the label Project 2025 is unpopular, then I guess they should not be running on it, and they've chosen not to run on it. But they will be enacting. They'll be trying to enact parts of it, or else they're just being totally they're being evasive about what they're going to do when they get into government.
Now, you notice what this guy said? Did you listen to his wording? He said that if the label Project 2025 is unpopular, then they, talking about the Republican Party, but actually talking about the Heritage Foundation, these white right-wing think tanks that are driving this stuff, they shouldn't be running on it. He didn't say to change any of the proposed policies. He's against changing anything other than the name, because that's what he actually said. If the name is unpopular, then don't run on that. But he followed up by saying to stick with the proposed policies. Now, it's not the name Project 2025 that people are objecting to. They don't have a problem with the name. It's the ideas being put forward in that document that people are furious about. But this guy is fine with it. He's part of the white right, and if the name Project 2025 has become a political liability, then he says to change that. He seems to think that Project 2025 is nothing more than a label. It's the ideas that actually matter, and Project 2025 is not controversial to this guy at all. Why? This is just conservatism. This is just the same old stuff that we've been talking about for the longest time. This is just conservative policies want to see enacted. It's just conservatism. That's how he put it. Gee, where have you heard that before? And that's the reason why they're kicking around this phrase, Project 2025. Most of you have already heard of it, and I'm not going to give a rundown or a point-by-point breakdown of it. But the point of the matter is this. The white right has been out there planning their glorious white ethno-state for the longest time. We can be disgusted by things like this, but stop acting like you're surprised. There's nothing new here. This is part of a decades-long ongoing scheme by the white right, and it's gone by a number of different names. The Contract with America, the Project for a New American Century, and now Project 2025. The names change, but the ideas remain the same. So, before this little shakeup with Project 2025, where their leader, this Dan's character, who was with the Trump administration, has been forced to bow out, and the Orange Man has been forced to distance himself from the project, before all this happened, I was telling you that Project 2025 is not new at all. It's just a rebranding of a decades-long slate of right-wing stupidity. And here we have this conservative bloviator and others on the white left who are saying the same thing. So for those of you who were skeptical, who were quaking in your boots, peeing your pants, who have been panicking and terrified about how Project 2025 was going to be this unstoppable juggernaut and how it will come to rule the world and usher in an era of American Nazism, just remember, for the people who were all scared and terrified about this because the white media was whipping them into hysteria, these are the same people who told us that if in 2016 Donald Trump was elected president, why black folks would be back in the cotton fields on January 20th. Then in 2020, they told us that Biden would finally fulfill some of the Democrats' broken promises to the black community, and once he's president, everything will be fine. Well, why don't you tell that to Sonia Massey? Tell Sonia Massey about how Biden's going to finally crack down on all of these cops who are killing people in the streets. Go ahead and tell her that. In fact, find any of the black victims of police violence over the course of the last 4 years, and you tell their family members how much Biden's gone after these crooked cops. Now, for the slow people out there, yes, Project 2025 is bad, and I'm certainly not in favor of it. My point, though, is that it's not new, and it's nothing that we haven't heard before. There's this orgy of attention being heaped on it by the likes of Rachel Maddow and others, and their goal is to get people like you to stop making demands and just do as you're told. They're determined not to actually offer us anything, so they're trying to scare us to the polls because it worked 4 years ago. We gave confirmation that if you just go ahead and put enough fear talk out there, there's going to be a number of black folks who'll go for it regardless. So they're doing the same thing, only more of it. They've hyped up the rhetoric more and more. Instead of Trump just being a born-again Klansman, now he's a born-again Nazi. Instead of him ushering in some dystopian Ronald Reagan, Barry Goldwater fever dream, instead, it's going to be Adolf Hitler's wet dream. That's what they're saying, and they're banging the drum hard as hell about that. Now, why aren't they banging the drum hard as hell about anything having to do with benefiting black people specifically? The public psyche is malleable. That means it is flexible. It can be shaped and molded like clay. And this is the amount of force that they're hitting it with. Not just kneading it with your fingers, but hitting it with a sledgehammer repeatedly. Until it gets to the point that a few of you are looking and going, oh, we got to vote for Kamala Harris no matter what, and we can't be asking for no demands. It don't matter. Trump's too dangerous. We have to wait until later. We always have to wait until later. Just look at the last 25 years alone. George W. Bush, this good old boy. Well, you can't be making no demands of Al Gore now. I mean, Trump, I do believe Trump is crazy. He like his father. His father was head of the CIA and he was Ronald Reagan's vice president. He's crazy and his son ain't no better. Okay, then we get to 2008. Well, John McCain, he's one of these old dyed-in-the-wool Republicans. You know, he voted against a holiday for Dr. King back in the day, so he's too dangerous. Okay, you can't make no demands for him neither. And then 4 years later with Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney's a Mormon, and you know how the Mormons feel about black folks. We can't be making no demands now. Okay, what about 2016? Well, what's important now is that the Democrats got to hold on to the White House now. And sure, Obama didn't do anything for us in 2008 or 2012. He insulted us, and he condescended to us and maligned us and insulted us and made it a point to take black folks out to the woodshed publicly every chance he got. But you know what? That Donald Trump guy, he's too dangerous. So we can't make no kind of demands of Hillary Clinton either. And what about Joe Biden in 2020? Well, I mean, look at Trump and how racist he's been the last 4 years. Can't be making no. You see how they just run the exact same playbook over and over and over again. It is never going to be the right time for black people to be pressing our demands. And whenever the Democrats are in for office, the person on the other side of the aisle is always going to be too dangerous for us to be making any demands. And even after.
Yep. So I just wanted y'all to hear the truth. If you guys want to know where to get the truth about politics, y'all get up every morning, or as soon as you can, go to YouTube, put in Professor Black Truth, and get the facts, man. Don't be letting these TikTok people and all these type people get on here and tell y'all give y'all the wrong information. If you want to know the truth about what's going on with FBA and the politics of it, get on here and listen to Professor Black Truth. He gonna break it down for you, gonna give you the facts. So don't go to them other channels listening to the bull crap. If you're FBA and you want to be on top of your game, get over here, listen to Professor Black Truth. Let him bring this thing to you where you can understand it and you be prepared for any other politics bull crap from either the Democrats or the Republicans. So I had to get on here and make sure y'all get the right information. You know, I hope y'all stay to the end of this show. But my next thing is, I want to go over to this video right here. I saw this brother on X today. And I just wanted y'all to hear what he had to say. Let me get on here and let you hear what he had to say. And I agree totally with this guy.
Fucking house.
You know what I'm
if
saying?
I let the women do what they want to do, let me tell them.
So I want y'all to hear this guy. Listen to him. He bringing some facts. Now, I don't know if he's a Trump supporter or not, but sometimes you got to listen to the facts, okay? Now, listen at this guy. I'm going to break it down for y'all. And this is the way a lot of men feel. So, women, listen up. Fellas, you got to be masculine. You got to get into your masculinity side. Women got the femininity. You got the masculinity. So, check them out right here.
American people something so we get this. Men are not loved. Men have to put their fucking foot in folks' ass. Men have to lay down the law. Men have to lay down the truth. Donald Trump is a man. The fact that all these fucking women hating him shows that he's doing exactly what men do. I'm despising my own motherfucking house. Because if I let the women do what they want to do, it'll be a fucking shit show. Men. Barack Obama didn't love America. Barack Obama treated America the way women want him to treat America. Bill Clinton treated America the way women. Donald Trump is treating America the way a man would treat America. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. White people only make up 7% of the world. Stop killing your fucking babies. We gonna die off. That's what Donald Trump says. Hey, Mexico, take your fucking criminals back. Canada, you need to be a part of the fucking USA. It costs us a lot of money to protect you son of a bitches. Russia, Calm the fuck down. Y'all know we'll bomb on y'all motherfucking ass. China and North, y'all chill the fuck out too. Man shit. Barack Obama was giving Iran billions of dollars. Man shit. Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say, God damn, what's going on around here? Granddaddy dead. Granddaddy gone. And grandma done let everything turn to fucking shambles.
Those are facts. Those are the facts. You know what I'm saying? So I want to end my show with that. I appreciate y'all coming on. I appreciate y'all tuning in. But you can catch this guy here on YouTube. I think he's the Masculine Man. The Masculinity Man. But anyway, I like this guy. I like what he brought to the table. I might not agree with, I ain't supposed to agree with everything a man say, but he brought that like you're supposed to bring it. So anyway, I'm gonna end the show here. I appreciate y'all joining me today. Come back, Everything Black, 9 o'clock Sundays, and a few times through the week. Have a nice day, everybody. Be blessed.